Yeah, what is going on, guys? It's XKStream, what you guys are going to play on the map Slums, and as you can see, I'm going to go to Slums, because Slum is awesome map, really good map, I believe. I think if you have a lot of fun with it, it's a great map to play, it's a really fun map all around, and
I'm going to be talking about two things today, guys. For one, I'm going to apologize for not uploading a video yesterday, and I have a perfectly good reason. I did upload a video actually yesterday, but the mic quality came out pretty horrendous. I was trying to use my Astros, but I know Scumpy said, and I know you gotta figure out what it is you have to download, but there's something you have to download to get the Mixamp to work properly and actually record your voice to the full extent that you should be recording, and actually give some high def quality, which would really make my videos, I think, that much better. And get owned, dude. I'm going on a sick kill streak, and I think I'm going like a 7, which is pretty good for league play. Anyway, yeah, so basically simple as that. That's the only reason I actually did upload. I had to take the video down though. I thought the audio was horrible. You guys couldn't understand my voice. I basically sounded like I was muffled, and it sounded horrible. You couldn't understand anything I was saying. And so I thought I'd redo the commentary today, what I was going to be talking about, and just use my regular computer's microphone recording system until I get this Astro mic settled out, or if I go buy maybe a Blue Snowball, Blue Yeti, something like that. One of the very good microphones that you can buy on the market, which help improve your commentary and help your voice stand out very well. So anyway, guys, what the commentary topic today is actually about something called I'm going to call it Know Your Roles, and some other pro players have gone over this. Another one being Optic Nadeshot, who plays for the Optic team. And if you don't know who the Optic team is, man, you are lost. You don't even know. You don't even have to know what competitive is to know Optic. I mean, everybody knows Optic, and everyone wants to be part of Optic or FaZe because they're the two biggest sniper clans. And let's be honest, guys, if you haven't sniped in this game at least once, or like had a little quickscope fanboy, month, day, or even a whole Call of Duty game, you were a quickscope fanboy, then you're playing the game wrong. You were playing the game dead wrong. But so anyway, guys, what I'm gonna be talking about though is knowing your roles. There's about 3, maybe 4 roles that you could really go over, and these are called OBJ, protective OBJ, or I don't really know the direct word for it, but it'd be like a passive OBJ. There's passive OBJ, a Slayer, and then I guess you would call him like a player who stays back, kind of what's the word? I'm trying to think of a word that would really describe the position. I guess you could call it anchor or something like that, or yeah, probably anchor, I guess. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go over the positions and what position I think you should play. So anyway, the position that I was just referring to is anchor. I know there's a different word for it, or an actual name for it, but I can't really think of it right now. But they're basically the most passive player on the team. They do not get the most kills ever. You usually don't see them just dropping 40 bomb, 50 bomb. You don't see them dropping those, because they're the players who you kind of expect to sit back, make sure that your team gets good spawns, which is what the anchor position actually does in this Call of Duty game. For Hardpoint, you have the anchor who sits back. For a good point on Plaza, he sits back by back statue back there, right behind the garage, and that gets us to spawn right up by Laundry. And when we spawn in by Laundry, we're easily able to come in and get the HQ like it's nothing, which is really, really helpful. Great spawn really leads to the team having a pretty easy win, because we're able to take out enemies and then take some pretty close control. And then I guess what you refer to as an anchor in there would probably be, there's 2 things. So for CTF, the anchor would be the player who sits with the flag and makes sure that nobody really moves up, no one really comes up and just easily takes the flag. He's usually the guy that will protect the flag and make sure no one gets it. And then the anchor for search and destroy, which I believe my version of anchor is someone who sits back and make sure that you don't get flanked. He sits back maybe with an M8. So let's make a point on, we're playing Express. The team is pushing up to B. The anchor sitting in the back. He'll probably be head glitching one of the little tree things, the little bushes, and he'll make sure that none of the enemies can come up behind and get an easy multi-feed on them. Because if you get an easy multi-feed, then search is obviously gonna be over, and the easiest gunfight to win is when your enemy is not looking at you. So obviously you want to have someone looking behind you at all times, and that's usually what the anchor does. Now the next position is Slayer. This is the guy that's probably going to get the most kills. Straight up serious. The Slayer usually sits in the middle of the map. On Hardpoint, he will be the guy who's kind of on the outside, taking out enemies and making sure that they don't get into the Hardpoint. and then on CTF he'll be the guy in the middle of the map, making sure the enemy team doesn't get any map control. They don't get any control over middle, and basically they're not even going to be able to win the game or even get close to the flag because he's slaying like a boss, getting a bunch of kills and making sure the enemy doesn't even get close. And then the last little thing that he does for Search is kind of just, he makes the smart pushes and he'll just try taking out at least 2 enemies usually with him. And that's basically the simple thing that, you know, I guess you could say a Slayer does in Search. A Slayer and an OBJ player are not really different in Search, but, you know, that's kind of an entirely different commentary. I guess you could make it a point that one of them and the other is different because one carries bomb and stuff. Anyway, that just doesn't matter. Then the next role is what I was saying, the OBJ player. Now, there's 2 different versions of an OBJ player. There's a passive OBJ player, and then there's a straight OBJ player, who is he's a very smart player, and the passive OBJ player will usually just, he goes on the hard point, or he goes and captures a flag when there's 3 men down. Then there's an OBJ player who dolphin dives in the hard point and gets killed, but gets points. And usually the first OBJ, the passive player, usually will get more, will go have a positive KD and probably be in the mid-range for kills. And then as for the non-passive OBJ player, he's going to have a little more of an issue. The passive OBJ player, this guy got turned on. Passive OBJ player will probably, you know, be in the middle and actually have a positive KD ratio, while the one that is not a passive player will probably end up having the most deaths on the team. I'd have to say probably the most deaths, but still be in the mid-range for the amount of kills, and probably, I would say he probably has the most points on the team. He might be at the top, and that's what matters, I guess, when you come down to it, is he has the most score, he has the most points, which means he's probably doing the best on the team, not because he has more kills than anybody, not because, you know, he got that triple feed, which was really sick, and, you know, obviously that helped the team, but because he was the guy who put in 3 flags, so he was the guy that captured the hard point when it was 239 to 245, and he jumped on and was able to get, you know, from 239 up to 249 or 250, and then they won the game, you know, because he's the one that's always going on the hard point. That's what I usually do, as you can see right here. I just always go on the hard point, and usually I'll just keep jumping on if there's enemies there, but this is me playing passive, and that's what I started running out for my team. My player Skirt is actually I guess you could say the hard point guy that will just jump on. But we always help him out. Me and him kind of play a dual passive plays. Well, so we both go on and we kind of take out some enemies, and then we got the hard point pretty much on lockdown, which is good. So yeah, guys. So what I mean by know your role is look at you online. If you're a player who loves rushing and doing stuff like that, you're probably going to be I'd say an OBJ. And then if you're any other player, then you're probably going to be, you know, Slayer, or you're probably going to be the Protector, whatever you guys want to call it. But, you know, play some Search, play some CTF, play some Hardpoint, and then learn your positions. If you're the guy who is about to do what I'm about to do, and never mind, if you're about to go on to the Hardpoint, like I was making a point there, but I kind of screwed that up, then you're going to want to immediately start playing OBJ, because that's just what you got to do. But if you're someone who wants to kind of, you know, get some kills because you have very, very good gun skill, a very good shot, then you're gonna have to play, you know, Slayer. And if you want to stay back and you're a passive player, you want to play the protecting on the flag or the anchor. So I hope you guys really enjoy this commentary. If you guys liked it, leave a like. If you guys really liked it, favorite. And this has been your boy X Kickster signing out. Peace.